for domestic American political agendas. The anti-Russian card is played by different political forces inside the United States to trade on that and consolidate their positions inside the EU. And I mentioned that here we have attending Mr. Ambassador of the United States, and he has been communicating with all the participants. He can talk to members of the government and representatives of major Russian companies. We don't interfere or put handicaps. We, on the contrary, help and try to assist them. Meanwhile, the contacts of our ambassador to the US are limited, and there is negative response and reaction to any possible meeting of his. But he is there in order to be able to maintain contacts with people, with the political elites, with Senate and Congress, with the government administration. Otherwise, why had he come there? Which is global diplomacy, common practices, or like the meetings of our bankers and businessmen are cited every now and then, but American businessmen also come to talk to Russian counterparts and cabinet members. So it's not in the interests of the majority of the American people to make the bilateral relationship absurd, trying to favor the warmongers. And today we have only $20 billion of trade, and previously we had $27 billion of mutual trade, which is negligible for such huge countries. And now it's even $20 billion. Do we want to sever diplomatic ties? Do we want to go into extremes and come back to the Cuban crisis? This is irresponsible behavior of some people. What are they leading us to? I believe it's a huge mistake, and I hope that in due time, the earlier the better, things will straighten out. Now, with respect to Ukraine, in the US and other countries, and we know for sure, there is an opinion that the worse the relationship between Russia and Ukraine is, the better for them, because it will make Russia weaker, and it will imperil integration developments that would make Russia stronger, including economic ones, and let Russia be submerged into border issues with neighbors and not interfere, lest it should interfere with the Middle East and other international issues. But this is a mistake. No one will benefit from that, because if someone uses such hazardous means as regional conflicts to deter or restrain someone else, that would lead to global conflicts. On the contrary, we should do our best to resolve different types of crises and conflicts, and I really hope and expect that our American colleagues and partners will also opt for this path of cooperation. And the quicker we sort it out, the better. Now, with respect to the Arctic zone, we've been cooperating here in this region with our American partners within the Arctic Council, and now it's presided by the United States. Together with the United States, the Russian Federation, and experts from the Russian Federation worked on an agreement that is to be passed shortly. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to happen in Alaska. It's about using the joint research in the Arctic zone and carrying out joint research in the Arctic zone, which is very important. Bilaterally, we still keep cooperating, strange as it might seem, on border issues, like the residents of Russia and the United States living on both shores of the Bering Strait have a visa-free regime. We do have the visa-free regime for those border areas residents, so that they can visit their families and relatives on both sides of the strait, which is a very good foundation for expanding that in the future. We also have specific regional issues that both parties want to see implemented, like the Bering Strait, for example. Take it. The intensity of navigation is on the rise. So the Russian Federation and the United States want safe navigation in this area, as well as both of us want to preserve the populations of the polar bears and want to organize, and that was mentioned by the Icelandic president, to counter illegal fishery, which is in our common interests, and to say nothing about the huge potential of tapping the mineral reserves of the region and hydrocarbons. We've been cooperating with ExxonMobil and other companies to develop this region, and it has huge potential, huge prospects for the Russian Federation and other countries of the world as well. And I hope that we will be able to adopt the two-way relationship for the benefit of our people, of our two nations and peoples, and all the world, the rest of the world.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.